Hi, I'm Shelley from Frills and Froth, and today I'm going to show you how to sew some autumn pumpkins. Living in the UK, we don't get much autumn decor, and I absolutely love it. I spend a lot of my life watching YouTube and the cleaners on there, don't judge, and decorating the houses for fall, and I love it. But like I said, here in the UK, we don't tend to get that many decorations. So I decided this year I was going to make my own. So I've sewn these pumpkins up, and all you need is some fabric. I've used fat quarters in the Carnaby collection from Liberty, but you could use any fabric that you've got lying about, or jumpers or anything like that, clothes that you could cut up. And on my website I've got the free pattern that you can download. I'm so proud of myself because I learned how to do a PDF. So less chatting, more sewing, so let's get into it.
Down an empty freeway.
What you'll need for sewing pumpkins today are just fabric. I've used fabric from the Liberty Carnaby collection in Sunny Afternoon, Yellow Bloomsbury Silhouette and Green Bloomsbury Blossom, and matching thread, the free downloadable PDF pattern that's available on my website, a large-eyed needle big enough to put embroidery floss and jute through, a hand sewing needle, cinnamon sticks or small twigs for your stems of your pumpkins, embroidery floss, jute string, basic sewing equipment. And for this, I'm using my sewing machine to sew it up with. But you can quite easily sew it all by hand. It'd just be as easy to do. You'll also need stuffing to stuff your pumpkin. What we need to do first of all is cut our pieces out of our fabric. I've decided to go and make the large pumpkin for this video, but they're all made exactly the same way. It does say 5 on here, but you do need to cut out 6. So I'm folding my fabric up so I don't have to do as many cuts. So you just pin your pattern piece in place. Making sure to point your pin outwards, else you won't be able to get round the corner. Now, using your fabric scissors, cut your pieces out.
The sunrise behind me.
Like I said before, you'll need 6 altogether. I will correct this on the PDF. For the small and the medium ones, you do only need 5 pieces, but for the large pumpkin, it's 6. So now you've got your 6 pieces cut out, what we're going to do is place them right sides together and pin down one edge. making sure all our edges are aligned. We're going to do this to all 6 pieces, pin them in pairs. We're going to sew along the pinned edges. So taking it over to a sewing machine, or by doing it by hand, we're using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And remember to start and finish your stitches and remove your pins as you're going. Again, when you get to the bottom, remember to do a back stitch to secure your stitches. Making sure we trim our threads at both ends. We're going to repeat that with all 3 pairs.
I'm seeing the sunrise behind me.
Again, making sure to keep our threads trimmed off. Next, making sure your fabric is all the right way up, we're going to pin pairs together. Making sure our edges are all lined up, we're going to pin this in place. We're going to sew along this edge again, remembering to do a back stitch at the beginning and end to secure your stitches, and taking our pins out as we go. Again, making sure our points all match up. As you can see, it's all coming together nicely. Again, making sure that your fabric is the right way up if it's a directional pattern. We're going to attach the last pair. Exactly the same as we did last time. Pinning and sewing along the edge using a 1/4 inch seam. When we join the last edge up to complete our pumpkin, we need to start a bit away from the top, so we leave a hole to be able to turn it out and put a stuffing through. So again, remembering our back stitch to start off with and finish, we'll sew that last edge together. So what we do now is we turn it out through the hole that we left, pulling all our edges out. Now we're going to stuff it. You need quite a bit of stuffing. It's surprising how much it needs. But it needs to be quite firm, so when we segment it later, it gives it a nice shape.
Empty freeway, no waiting.
So make sure you push it round into all the edges.
I'm seeing the sunrise behind me.
As you can see, it's really starting to come together now. Next we're going to hand stitch that up. Tying a knot in the end of a thread. I like to do this by wrapping it around my finger a few times and just pulling it through. So we're going to secure it with a ladder stitch. Remembering to leave a hole at the top. Check to see that your stem will fit in before you secure your stitches. And do that by just stitching a few stitches and catching your thread to tie a knot and trim it off. Next you're going to get your jute or your embroidery thread, whichever you prefer, and thread your big needle with it. And again, tie a knot at the end. And taking your needle and going through the hole that you left, you go all the way through and bring it out the other side where all the segments meet. And you're going to bring your string up between the two stitch lines. And we're going to repeat that through every segment, pulling it tight. Once you've done that, you'll have a pumpkin that looks like this. Simple, hey? And just pop your stick in the hole where you left it. And ta-da! Now you have an autumn pumpkin too. So you can make them in small, medium and the larger ones, and they do look so effective. and thank you so much for watching our video. Please give us a subscribe if you enjoyed it to watch more projects that's going to be sewn in the future. Thank you so much, and don't forget to download your free pattern from frillsandfroth.com. Thanks ever so much, and I'll see you soon. Bye!